baby. We need to talk. We need to talk, man. And what do we need to talk about? So I've had this slight issue and I've heard about it and I wanted to address it. I like to, oh, hold on. I need to turn the music on too. Now, what do I want to talk about? What happens here is I'm playing a game like we all are, right? This game's doing phenomenal. And I'm not trying to doom post, but you already seen the title, right? I kind of wanted to just talk about the whole issue of stamina, right? So I'm at level 47. I'm at 140 cap. I'm pretty sure most of us are going to be a little bit higher than that. I would be pressed to think that there's even 200 stamina, right? So I like that you can even call this, and this is the best thing. This is why I made the video, right? Because it allowed me to see how much it costs to get stamina and how long it takes to be fully recharged. So right now, I'd be fully recharged in 12 hours. And this is where it comes a little bit weird for me. And I really wanted to talk about, this is like some of the discussions that I like to have about gacha games, right? Now, if this was like a Genshin Impact or something like that, right? Let's use that as a basis of example, even though I know they're two completely different games. The difference between these two games is that even when there is absolutely, you don't have the stamina that game has, right? I think they only use stamina for when you're farming dungeons or farming for something of that nature, right? So, but you can still run around, you can slap up stuff, you could just beat stuff down, you could just, be on a call with people and just do random stuff alongside of them. And I think that that's really cool. I think Tower of Fantasy is a very similar thing as well. You can just run around, just shoot up stuff and hit things and swing your swords, right? Unfortunately, in this old style of gacha games, there is absolutely not really anything that I can do when I'm out of stamina. Now let me back out. I'm gonna let this thing dwindle down to see how much I get. I remember we started at 15. I don't know how much it's gonna plus. Bitch, you don't tell me this shit. What the hell? Girl, I'm about to shut the fuck up. Don't tell them. But there are some modes that actually don't require stamina, right? So I think I clicked the wrong thing. Stormy Memories, which is a nice little thing here. You can play it up to 3 times. This is to farm crime brands. And then once you have that, that's pretty cool, right? I think that's nice. You can do it 3 times, but having a limitation on that is very similar to, they had a limitation when I used to play Exo's Heroes. You can farm certain stuff. You would just do the raid function, which I would probably do that here too. But they said, nah, bro, you ain't finished this without assistance, bro. You're gonna have to do this by yourself. If you want to clear, you're gonna have to do it without your homies. That's fine enough. But most of the time, most of us are gonna get to the point where we're just going to clear this in like 2 seconds and then you're done. Because unless you're trying to get a different high score, unless you're trying to test a new unit, what reason are you really to not just raid it? Like, I don't see the reason why you wouldn't do that. So what other modes can you play without? So you have the Oblivion Pit, which doesn't cost stamina. It has its own separate thing. And then you have the Broken Frontline, which you have a certain amount that you can do up to a certain point, right? And you could just, wait, I thought I did, oh no, the week reset. Today's Tuesday. I was like, wait, I thought I did this shit. But you could do this mode, but after you post a high score, I don't think that there's any unless I'm mistaken how this works, right? I think once you post your highest score, you're done. You don't really need to keep playing it. Or I don't know if it's like you just keep playing it and you get rewarded that way. Either or, eventually you're gonna run out of tries, right? I think that they show you, yeah, see, I have 10 attempts. I don't know if that's 10 attempts for each one. That's why I try to chill easy on it. I don't go too hard, but I try to be restricting, because I try to do one there, and then I stop. I don't know if I'm supposed to be dropping 10 and then it accumulates all the points, and then if that's the case, I've been fucking up. Let's just go with that. I've been fucking up if that's the case. Those are the only 2 modes. Then if I'm trying to upgrade my Cinder, so obviously I got Nox. I finally finished that out, right? So I'm just trying to get her up because she's a really good unit. Same thing with Stargazer, and same thing with Kawakawa. If they're really good units and I want to use them, I'm gonna need to be able to farm them up, right? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna need to get the farm up. How far are we from now? We gotta, okay, I just want to see, I want to watch it transition live. Like, for example, a lot of you guys have been suggesting me, Che, and I looked at this kid, I'm like, he seems okay. I can't build him. You know who I really want to build that I think is actually busted? Gika Jin. She's, on paper, looks like she'd be absolutely nuts. Looks like she'd be nuts, but I don't know, I can't invest into this character, and then if I invest in a character and they happen to be butt cheeks, because I'm looking at it on paper, I have to hope that someone else does it, and then actually my theory behind how they work, then they're fine. But like it's too much of a risk, in my opinion, to do that. So what I'm hoping to see here is that I want this to be a different number for all of us, right? I'm assuming that the more stamina that I have, because my cap right now is at 140, it goes up every time you level. I'm at level 47. So this should be a specific amount based on the fact that I have 140 stamina, right? So if it's different, or if everyone gets the same, that means that some people, as you get more stamina, it's going to require you to, you're going to take you longer to be full, which is weird. Like, so for me playing right now, it's like 9 a.m. in the morning. I wouldn't be able to run down my stamina. Boom, just got it. Oh, it was just one. So now I know everyone probably gets just one. So every 5 minutes I'm getting one. But the problem, as you guys already know, and so let's say if I run a stage, you know, I'm finally been training up. I've been using my 1 stamina a pop. This stage costs 18. Okay, well, let me farm out these things. Okay, I need some more money. Perfect. 25 to run that. 25. That's a lot. All right, what about the right? Like, these are the two main things just to get the things. 25 to run this. And I'm assuming it's I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's increasing. So 15 into the 20 into the 25. The next one above that is probably 30. It looks like it's increasing by 5. And of course, you're going to get more resources. So the way that they looked at it is that if we make it expensive, you don't need to run so many stages. But they have an auto system, which is like you're really not going to even run them at all. But it just comes down to when you actually want to do some extracurricular stuff, it seems like you're kind of halted. And then the game, which is a really good tower defense game, then becomes a auto game where you just do something really quickly in the game and you don't actually need to play the mode unless you're playing the other modes. But like I said, there's limitations to those modes as well. So that's kind of where my issue is. So first question that I'm asking you guys is, what do you guys do when you're out of stamina? Now, do you do refreshes? Now, it says here, more purchases made today equals more hypercrude cost for a purchase. So I'm going to do this for the experimento. So it looks like this one will give me 100 for 40, right? So I'm going to say, yeah, hell yeah. So then boom. Oh, okay. It says more I guess maybe I'd have to make a ton of more purchases. And then maybe it goes up because it still seems to be the same, 100 for 40, right? Now, the problem is that, as you guys know, this is our summon currency. Now, this is not me saying that the game is like pay to win or anything like that. I mean, all these games have a stamina system. They have something like this. This isn't brand new, but one thing that I do absolutely hate in most gacha games, and I'll be completely honest here, is that when you do a refresh, that it doesn't refill your stamina completely. I think that is it just feels dirty. It feels shitty, especially when 100, like as you saw, is only a few extra run or two. So the only reason why you should ever do this, outside of me using it as an example, you only really should do that if for some reason you're, I guess, pressed for time and you really want to get. You really need to do something, so I really have to do that. But like even here, I just need to promote this, and this is where the last point is going to come from. Is that I need to promote this. I need this tier crystal. It drops from this stage. Oh yeah, wait, I can't. Damn it, I can't do one raid of that, right? I actually finished this one. So one raid, I should be able to get one of that, and I think I actually do get it, right? But some materials on certain stages don't actually pop up, which is kind of gross. So like you can save all that mana, do all that stuff, and then end up not even getting what you initially came into that stage for. That's why sometimes I feel like they do that, but they have the item fusion, and they're like, well, just fuse it up, or use the depot chest, and then you kind of just use that to utilize it in that form. But that just seems weird for a game that has an auto thing as the way it's promoted. I think that they should definitely increase the stamina. Or just kind of reconstruct it, because I actually like this game, and sometimes I stay here on the screen because I did everything within my stamina, and then I pretty much have to drop the game down. And that's what, to me personally, that makes a game feel less of a main game when you can't play it that long, when you can only play it for a few minutes at a time, and then you can't realistically play it or actually do something interesting in the game until hours later, to the point where you're probably so far deep in your day that you don't really care. So like I said, 12 hours for me to be fully refilled. Some people don't mind that. I technically don't mind that because a lot of times I'm busy, I'm editing and stuff, but it does make it a little bit awkward and weird. Like I said, it's just for me personally, it's just to how hard it is to make team comps, and that's one of the things that always pisses me off about a gacha game, is the stalling. They always have to figure out a way. They always got to find a way to make it last longer, quote unquote, by stalling out how you improve your units and things of that nature. That's all I'm going to say for now. I definitely need to get higher stages of some of those things, or you guys can let me know, is it actually RNG progression? I think that what the progression is a little bit, it seems to be that when it comes to those stages that don't give you that item, it seems like it is random, but it also seems like they are intentionally wanting you to farm the materials to then fuse it. I think that that's what it is, but it looks like maybe at the higher stages that's not the case. Because I see these things where it says this. See 4-4, 5-6, and then there's 6-10 and 7-7. So I'm assuming that for a degree that maybe at like 7-7 or 6-10 that those are guaranteed drops of this item now. Or is it that still like this one, when I raid this one, it's not guaranteed, but I get the items, you guaranteed get, let me just do 4-4, right? Because it says that this is a item, like, oh, I'm gonna get it when I raid it. But if I just do, yeah, I need a 16, I don't care. So as you can see, the number's not going up. Boom, I got 1. It's just a random drop. So like it's like, for me, I would consider that a little bit on the RNG side. So I would start to say, well, this game has RNG progression and I don't like it. But if you do get the smaller pieces so you can then use it, right? So I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, is this the Tearstone R? Yeah, you get that, and then you're able to make more of those, and then you fuse it. Not a big fan. I'm not gonna lie. Not a huge fan of that. But didn't want to. I didn't want to address stuff like, because I think that it's not good to have only positive stuff of a game. There's always something wrong with a gacha game. It's sad to say it. There's always something wrong, and I think it is because I want to ask. This is a question that I'm asking the community. What do you guys do? Do you think it's terrible? What suggestions do you want to bring up to them? Because they do the surveys, right? And the surveys are really important. And I hope you guys are doing the surveys, because that's how they are basically going to make the game, based on if they get a bunch of negative feedback or a bunch of positive feedback, and on what specific things do they get feedback on. So they were asking about, do you guys like this or this? Make sure you guys mention the stamina, and that we need it to be higher, that we need the recharge to be faster, that we want to play the game. We want to level these units up, and we wanted to have a decent amount of time doing it. Like I said, you do push slowly but surely, or am I being greedy? You guys let me know in the comment section below. I don't think I am. I never think that I am, but I actually could be. Who knows? But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.